This is the top 100 team for the last 2-week rotation of Hall of Trials. Keep in mind this does end in 3 days, so if you didn't know that, please get it done fast. The team, we've got Hazel, Fenris, Robin, and Sigret. The alternatives, Hazel, you can use Katie's instead. Fenris, you can use Tori. And then Robin, you could also use Red Surin if you need it. We have no mages, which cuts out a lot of the options. No more SSV. The funny thing is actually with no warrior and no mage, every single attack stacking unit is dead, except for Penelope, though Penelope's base stats are sadly too low to bother using. And all of the triple debuffers are pretty much gone too. But let's take a look at everybody's stats. Let's start off with... Let's just start off with Sigret. So for Sigret, her stats really don't matter. Give her a bit of bulk is the important part. Probably like average like 1.1, 11k-ish. And then I have her at 120 speed, so that might be relevant. Any excess stats, you might as well go into damage. She attacks like once or twice in the break phase, so damage is damage. Besides that though, we're just going to give her a Warhorn and call it a day. Next up is Fenris. Full damage, Destro, don't need Torrent. We have Cruel Mischief as our artifact, and I have Midnight Bloom on somebody, which is why the crit chance can be only 92 and it's okay. That's the same reason Sigret's crit chance was so low actually. His bulk doesn't matter because we're going to be focusing the healing on him. Everybody else needs bulk to make up for the fact that Hazel's going to be mainly focusing on Fenris. And then it's really just max out your damage pretty much. And if you're using Tori, same thing, just max out your damage. Just the speed might be a little bit different. And then we've got Robin. Robin on Super Duper Water Shooter. Fenris is our main damage dealer, so we want to buff his attack more than anything else. You can also use Card of Small Miracles, especially if you find yourself needing the defense. I'm using Water Shooter because the base attack on is a little bit higher. And I do have her pretty squishy. If you find yourself struggling to survive, just give her more bulk. There's a couple of points in my run that are pretty close. We have Midnight Bloom, so 84 crit chance is all we need. And then besides that, just some damage. And like I mentioned, maybe a bit of bulk, and this is the speed that I'm running her at. It is worth mentioning, you need, like, I mean, if you have Robin, you probably have this, but you need her S2 to be 100% debuff chance. And lastly is Hazel. Midnight Bloom, she's the one holding it. I've got her at 205 speed. Her bulk is somewhat relevant because she's tanking in the front slot. And her attack, her healing skills with her attack. So you kind of want to balance out all of the stats. If you find yourself really struggling with the stats, put Robin in the front and just make her full tank. Because, like, all her damage is just for slightly more damage in the break phase. And you can give Hazel more attack for more healing, and then just make Robin tank everything. But let's take a look at the run. The starting CRs can cause your run to vary a little bit depending on who is where. Here's the starting CRs that I'm working with, just for anybody who needs the reference. You start off by just really using Hazel S3, and then you turn on auto. Just let Hazel S2 before you turn her skills back off. The starting CRs are going to affect a couple of turns that I've noticed. There is one where either Hazel or Robin goes first, and if Robin goes second, if Hazel goes first, you lose out on some damage, which isn't really a huge deal. It's like 100,000 damage. And then sometimes in phase 2, AYufi will go ahead of Robin if Robin low rolls and Sigret high rolls, because, well, AYufi is going to be tuned around Sigret later on, because at the end of the break phase, Sigret goes, then AYufi pushes up to 100%. Anyways, here, we're going to heal ourselves. And it looks like Robin's going to go first. Robin can tank the double burn here. We gave her enough bulk to do so. And we'll get rid of the debuff nullifier here. This is a damage increase, having Robin go first there, because now we can S3. And now the attack buff will last a bit longer. We'll enter the break phase with Sigret. And we can just open up with S3. We'll heal Robin a bit more. And we can S3 with Fenris. He has enough fighting spirit for it. Gives him attack buff, which will last the entire break phase. Got a ton of bar left, so we're just gonna S1 for now. Now we're gonna refresh the attack buff. And we gotta press our buttons now. And here we have to S2. We can finish it off with Sigret S2. This turn here, sometimes Hazel goes first, sometimes... Or not Hazel, sometimes AYufi goes first, sometimes Robin goes first. The Hazel S1 did go into Robin, so that can be a bit of an issue. You might need more bulk than that, or than what I have, just because if you're, depending on like your HPs or your bulk between your other units, that Hazel S1 heal might not go into Robin. We're gonna cleanse off burns now. Here, I'm gonna heal myself. And I'm gonna hit the ad here. We get rid of all the debuff nullifiers, and then we can just do this. Add one more time. And now we can finally enter the break phase. We use our S3. And this time we're not going to have the like permanent attack buff, but it's just a slight damage loss whenever that happens. We're going to S3 here. Actually, maybe we will. There were a couple of times where I did this where it didn't work out, but I think it works out here. The main thing is we have to make sure we survive the start of Phase 3, which we should be able to find here. We'll press our Sigret buttons here. And we still have 2 hits left, so we're going to make use of that. We're going to S1 here. Okay, so whatever I did there ended up working out okay. Let's heal up. We'll have our S3 next turn, which is great. We can cleanse off the burns and everything. Gets her to 65. And we're gonna... We kind of have to do this here, I think. I don't think we can really stall much longer. Was debating whether or not I could S2 there, but not sure if Hazel would have died as a result. So here, again, we're not going to rush into it. And now we have to enter. Get our greater attack buff on Fenris. Now we're going to use up more of the gauge. So here, let's see. We have 1, 2. And then I'm pretty sure Hazel cuts again. Though we have our S2, so we might be okay. I'm trying to think whether or not it's okay for me to S3 here. I'm gonna S2 anyways, just to be safe. And we cut ahead of Robin anyway, so it doesn't matter. Gap to 6%, so it would have been fine for me to S3 immediately. So we're gonna S1 here, use up the final hit, and that's the fight.